Hey, hi Class 3. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. I hope that your family members are all keeping safe and well as well. We just want to say that we're all very proud of you at the school, how well you've adapted and how resilient you've all been with regards to the changes that have taken place over the last few days. We all miss you very much at the school, and it's not the same when it comes to teaching you as a class. So I miss you all very much, and I miss the Morris misses you very much as well. And I just want to say a big thank you to the family members as well for supporting us along this journey as well. So let's have a look at the continuation of our new history unit. So we were looking at the ancient Greeks. So today we're going to be taking a look at the city-states. So have a look at these two images on this particular slide and keep those in mind for when we're carrying on with this video later on, because these two might crop up again. And I'm also curious to know, why is there an owl in the middle of this particular logo? Why would that be a symbol? So have a think about that. So before we start, we're going to have a quick look at a recap. So just to make you aware as well, in the top left hand corner is what we have is the modern day Greek flag. So just in case of those of you who were curious, that's what it looks like. Nice blue and white. As you can see, it matches quite closely with the picture below of modern day Santorini. So what was Greece's climate like? So have a good think about that. Maybe use the image below to help you with that. And how many islands did Greece have? Let's have a think about that. So pause the video, have a good think, and then continue to play, and we'll come to the answers for this slide. So we know that the climate is very hot and very dry, and as you can see, quite a mountainous terrain, which is the land itself. And because of this, we know that Greek lives meant that they did struggle to grow vegetation. So the most notable of all those that was very popular and did grow in those conditions was the olive tree. So how many islands did Greece have? So have a think about this one. We did discuss this on Monday. That's right, so we had 6,000 islands, again with mountainous terrain. So currently 267 islands are inhabited. So for those of you who are unsure with that term, inhabited means to be lived on by humans, or that humans have settled there. So today we're going to be looking at what are city-states and why did they form. So before we start this slide, have a pause, think, well, what could city-states be? And then have a think about why did they form. So if we're looking at that recap slide, why do you think I introduced that to our city-states? So have a pause, think about it, and then come back to me. So a city-state or a polis is a community structure of ancient Greece. Inside the city, you would find outer walls for protection, which is quite common for that particular time, often made of stone or wood, as well as a public space that included temples, such as worshipping the Greek gods, which we'll come to in a later art lesson in the coming weeks. And other important buildings to help with laws and for other particular importance. They were often also built on top of a hill, which is also known as an acropolis. The most famous one being the one in Athens. So if you went onto Google and typed in the Acropolis in Athens, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what images come up. So make sure you're doing that with a family member as well. So due to the geography of Greece, it is believed that the mountainous terrain and the vast number of islands led to many populations to become naturally isolated from their neighbours. So this gives us a rough explanation as to why city-states formed. When we think of a country like England, we were all very close together and we were on the same land, and because there wasn't as many mountains to separate us. It meant that we could all um, share the same common values and the same um, systems. With city-states, that was a bit of a difficult problem because they couldn't really navigate their way around mountains, so that is what tended to happen. So this isolation from their neighbours meant that they struggled to communicate with them and have a lot of commonalities with their neighbours. So at its height, ancient Greece also had over 1,000 city-states, so the main ones being Athens and Sparta, which we're going to look at today. So again, I want you to pause this video and think about what you already know about the city-state of Athens. And again, let's have a look at this owl again. Why do you think this is such an important symbol for the Athenians? So pause the video, have a good think about that, and then come back to us for the next slide. So again, just to put it on the map for you, this is where you will be able to find Athens in Greece, even today. So the formation of Athens. So Athens was formed in around 508 BC, which was influenced by Athena, the goddess of wisdom. The reason for the owl in the picture is because the owl is associated with Athena's wisdom. For those of you who are quite curious about this for your Greek mythology, you may notice that Athena often disguises herself as an owl as well. So whilst not having a strong navy, Athens prided itself on trading and its strong navy to protect itself from other city-states. I'm just going to bring your attention to this part here, so BC. So let's have a good think back to our timeline. So BC often meant before Christ, but then we thought, well, we need to make this more inclusive for other religions and other cultures as well. So another thing that you might see in history textbooks is that this begins with an E, so this would also mean before Common Era. So just for those of you who are curious and wonder why those initials might be slightly different in history books. So let's have a look at the values of Athens. So let's read this one together. So the Athenians were strong believers in democracy. So to summarize that as best I can, which was where decision making for how sums of money was spent in the city and how laws could be voted on by its citizens, so those who lived and ate and slept in the city. So at the time, only men could vote and women could not buy their own properties. So a question to maybe ask a family member, why do you think there was a difference between today and ancient Greece? Why do you think women couldn't buy their own properties or vote? So again, they also believed that because of democracy, they needed well-informed citizens to make such important decisions on laws and sums of money that were being spent. So the Athenians valued the teaching of the arts, such as pottery and statues. This also included education like writing and reading. So pause the video, have a good think. What kind of values do you think we've taken away from the Athenians today? What legacy have they left behind for us? So again, the Athenians also felt that with art and education, it allowed them to feel free and give them chances to make more individual decisions with their lives. With their large navy, the Athenians were fantastic traders, often trading the likes of olives and bronze and gold coins, and they were also able to spread those values above to other city-states and create a strong influence and build more allies and friends. So now we're going to be looking at the city-state of Sparta. So as you can see, Sparta has a slightly different logo with a shield and spears, so maybe that will give us an indication of what to expect with the city-state of Sparta. As I'm sure many of you may have heard of this one as well. So that is where we can find Sparta on our map. So slightly to the south of Athens. So the formation of Sparta, the city itself was formed around 650 BC or BCE. The Spartans were also known for being a massive military power in ancient Greece, known for their disciplined armies too. In their kind of height of power, they had the best army in ancient Greece. When boys turned 12, they were expected to go through vigorous training so that one day they could also be the mighty Spartan soldiers that they grew up to idolize. So think about who you idolize today, and would you follow their footsteps as well? So again, we're going to look at the values of Sparta. So have a good think about if there's anything that you spot with regards to any similarities or differences to the Athenian people. So the Spartans did not follow the democratic path like Athens. They were instead ruled by two kings who made all the important decisions, such as money and laws. The Spartans believed in working together rather than as individuals. They believed in strength, courage, and discipline, and did not really see the particular value of art. Whilst having the chance to vote, Spartan women had the right to buy and manage their own property too. So have a good think about the difference there between Athens and Spartan women. You can note there is a particular difference between the two there. Spartans often used warfare as a way of getting influence over their states, so often making the citizens of rival city-states to do all their work, such as farming, and then allow the men to focus on their own training as soldiers and armies. So today's activity, or whenever you get the chance to do this, I would like you to write down 3 interesting things that you've learned about the Spartans today, and 3 interesting things that you've learned about Sparta as well. An optional challenge task as well. Do you think you could add any more facts to your own list? And which city-state would you prefer to live in and why? So that's all from me, Class 3. So wish you all very well. Stay safe, and I look forward to hearing from you very soon. Take care.